Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about Lone Druid. I'm excited to talk about this hero because I've been spamming it personally, and I also just think that the hero is incredibly broken. The reason why I think that is, well, it received a couple of major buffs. Most notably, it received 2 armor recently, and not only is the hero universal, but the bear is universal. This means that your main hero can have 52 damage, and your bear can have 40 damage by spamming 12 branches. So you can have 92 total base damage. This is obviously incredible considering I'm laning against a gyrocopter who has less damage than my main hero, and that's not including my bear. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the Game League website is going to help you get to the next level, so click the link down below and sign up. Lone Druid's base movement speed is 325, and the bear is 340. Making this one of the fastest heroes in Dota, and that's also another reason why it's just insanely hard to lane against. I knew from the beginning getting into this lane that this would be absurdly easy, because the only thing that really counters Lone Druid is the lanes that can kill him from full health. Because Spirit Link heals you. Every time the bear hits, it heals the main hero. As a result, if the lane can't kill you from full health, you typically will win the lane over time by winning on last hits and healing yourself up. However, lanes like Undying PA or Tree and PA can be very hard for Lone Druid, so keep your eye out for that. Alright, either way, getting into the laning stage, nothing crazy early on. You're just gonna have to learn how to hit bear and the hero at the same time to try to deny creeps. The next thing that's pretty powerful about this hero is just the overall ability to trade. Even though Gyrocopter hit level 2 first, right in this clip here, once we hit level 2, he kind of messes up and steps up for a deny, and we end up getting a ton of damage on him here, right? And as long as you get one tiny root, it kind of sets up for another 2 or 3 autos, and it's just always very, very favorable. Because now, after the trade ends, even though we took a little bit of damage from, pulling creep aggro and eating the wave, it doesn't really matter because eventually the bear is going to heal us back up. In fact, maybe I even could have auto-attacked the wave here a bit more with the bear, just with the intent of healing, but I decided to keep the wave back and just deny all the creeps from Gyrocopter. So from there, what I do is I upgrade my branches to wand on my main hero to make me very, very tanky and very survivable, so I never can be bursted from full, and I like doing this in most lanes unless I think the lane is extremely easy or doesn't feed a lot of stick charges. From there, you're going to skill up your bear and your Spirit Link. The only time you should use Roar is if you think they're going to try to kill you from full with one of the lanes I mentioned previously. And basically, anytime the enemy steps up, you can get pretty aggressive. I think something I didn't do effective in this laning stage in particular is use my bear enough just to casually hit the enemy and trade. Now, to be fair, the bear does pull creep aggro, and so if you're over aggressive, it will create a situation where you're pushing the creep wave. And so if the lane is in a good position and you could just deny a full creep wave, don't just run the bear at the enemy and click them, it's going to pull aggro and push the wave. So you're better off just maintaining the equilibrium and denying every single CS. And that's kind of what I look to do here, right? Using the high damage from the bear and the hero, I can actively just contest every single last hit from a low damage hero like Gyro and grief his CS entirely. However, in a clip like this, because I hit level 4 before him, I also rushed Orb of Corrosion. Why is it good? Well, it allows you to chase people down, right? It gives you the slow. On top of that, 3 minus armor is great because you're hitting for so much. I'm hitting for like 100 something right now, right? And as a result, reducing armor by 3, even though Gyro has really good armor, which kind of made it not as good. For instance, if I'm going on Abaddon, I'm going to destroy him, or Treant. I will destroy him as a result of this corrosion, and I'll be able to stick on top of them. It's also just good for farming. But yeah, in this clip here, Gyro steps up to use his flat cannon, and there's no chance he trades because I'm full health due to my passive, and yeah, it's just not favorable. Something like Slark can't really trade you, Void can't trade you, PA can only trade you if her support can help you all in, Sven can't trade you, most carries cannot trade you at all. And you'll see in this clip here, this really shows how OP this hero is. Because the Gyro is much more poor than me, he has half my CS, that's just... Honestly, I mean, yes, there's things he could have done better, maybe Abaddon could have helped him too. It's pretty hard for this not to happen to him, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, we go in, and they go on me, and this looks like kind of rough, right? We're committed in, it's 3 heroes versus 2, but the Gyro and the Abaddon were already low, right? From the trades we took earlier. And now, with the corrosion, we're able to kind of keep them off of us, and we have a wand and a lotus. This is why we buy the wands, so we can't get all in, so the bear can heal us up. You'll notice every time the bear hits, we get about 20 health, which is quite a lot. And yeah, we turn on the Treant. He gets aphotic shielded, we don't take him down immediately, but with some good micro, we run away with the hero, and we keep the bear on the enemy. And this is what you want to do, as Rubik finishes off the Abaddon, and we're barely able to escape, kind of partially due to the corrosion. We get a root on the gyro, and that kills him off as well. And that's an absolute disaster for the enemy lane. Unfortunately, I would have literally 1v9 in this game if I didn't die there. I could have seen her coming. I was slow to react, but yeah, we died of the quap. But yeah, now the Gyrocopter's game is kind of griefed. I guess my carry was also feeding, but yeah, the Gyro's game was completely griefed, and this is very common. Like, this hero just wins lane. From there, I decided to go boots into Diffusal, but I actually think rushing Diffusal is better. Your bear has so much movement speed that you don't really need the boots, you know what I mean? Like, 425 is kind of overkill, because my hero is much slower than the bear, so I almost feel like I should have the boots on the hero at this point. But yeah, with the corrosion and with maxed out bear, you do extra bonus building damage, right? And therefore we can, we can take these towers. And so we're gonna push in the lane, and we're gonna look to take the tower. It's pretty standard gameplay. You're hard to gank because of the fact that you can skill ulti. Now, unfortunately, in this clip, we ended up going down, but I still want to show the power of the hero. My safe lane kind of went poorly, and so the enemy Dragonite was able to use this good lead to prevent me from taking the tower immediately and farming the area. But with the quick skill of the ulti, when they all end me here, you could see how damn survivable I am. Right, I had a 21 as well, and my bear continues to heal me. Unfortunately, and this was good micro, right? I knew the co-op would chase me, so I switched the bear onto her. Right, and I manned up with my hero, which I probably shouldn't have done in hindsight. I guess I could have run away. I thought there was a chance I'd kill her, because when you use True Form, your hero can root as well. And so I'm like, okay, I'll root her, and maybe she'll just die from full. And it was really damn close, to be fair. Unfortunately, she did have Lotus, so it wasn't great, but yeah, I could have ran away there. Either way, extremely tanky, hard to gank, and you can bait a lot of rotations. Like, if my mid could have gotten in earlier there, I don't know, maybe his TP was on cooldown, maybe he just wasn't looking. Okay, I guess he just wasn't looking, which, you know, it happens. But if he was looking, he probably would have killed the quap, he just wasn't paying attention. Now from there, I ended up going mid because I wanted to try to pressure mid tower with the cart. There's a lot of things you can do, but honestly, taking the tier 1s, if you have the opportunity with, you know, the creep wave, farming the lane creeps, is best case on this hero. Especially if you go something like Orb of Corrosion, you just kill the buildings very easily. And that's part of the reason I ended up going top here. I'm like, okay, if I can manage to get my team to come up here at some point, we will then take the top tower. And so we have basically essentially taken all of the tier 1 towers and giving my team a ton of gold, but most importantly, giving my supports a ton of gold, right? It really helps these heroes kind of get to their boots, their wand, their raindrops, their sentry wards, whatever it is that really does enable their game. And so yeah, I ended up farming top here. It primarily wants to farm until it gets its first major fighting item, which we'll talk about in a second. But basically, I want to farm. The reason why it's okay to farm is because you can farm the shitty areas, right? I can farm the dead lane, as BSJ calls it, right? And that's particularly good because I have a Sven. This guy wants to hit the Ancients. If I stay bottom, I'm just going to take the Ancients away from my Sven, and that's not going to feel very good for his game. So I actively know I want to try to take this tower eventually. Not right now, right? My team's not even close. But I want to try to take the tower eventually. And I want to allow my Sven to farm Ancients. You can farm Ancients on this hero, and if your safe laner doesn't, you generally should. But yeah, you don't have to. And now we go Diffusal Blade. Why is Diffusal Blade so good on this hero? Well, there's so many reasons. You're universal, so the agility and intelligence turns into damage. You have a hard time getting on top of people initially because you don't have a ranged stun or slow, and so this provides that. And finally, the mana burn is unironically good. Like, in the early game, 40 mana burn is a ton, especially against supports that you like to focus. But yeah, you'll even see in a clip like this, we just threaten these heroes extremely well. There's almost no hero in the game that can 1v1 you efficiently, and as a result, you can just bully people out of the lane. Like, this guy is so afraid that maybe a support rotation is coming in that I think... Oh, no, okay, it was later on that I make him TP, but we just bully him out easily, you know? You kind of force him back, and you make it very obvious to your team where he is. And I told my team, hey, gank top, because it's obvious where the gyro is going to go, generally in the area to his triangle, because I'm kicking him out of top. And then if we manage to make this gank and my team's in the area, then what we can do is take the tower. So this was extremely high skill from my team here. Not only do we get a big gyro kill, but it immediately transitions into a tower, and that's so perfect. Now from there, there's a lot of ways you can play the game, guys. In fact, I even think I played this game a little bit maybe more passive than I should have. My team ended up kind of losing net worth, I think as a result of just a lot of general decisions that maybe they shouldn't have made. They fed away a couple of kills, and my Necro decided to go Radiance, which I think is fine. He just didn't farm very much. So it's okay to farm, right? Especially if your team is on the same page. I think it's fine. But if your team wants to fight, feel free, right? You're absurdly strong at this point in the game. The main timing I really like, though, is level 12. It just gives you an extra 500 health on your ult and truly makes you untouchable. It's quite noticeable how much health it actually gives you. So yeah, my team ended up taking fights. I will say, I think farming around mid is best on this hero with this build. Like, I'm farming top here, and honestly, I don't really like this. And the reason why I don't really like it is because of the fact that I'm not controlling the dangerous parts of the map. When you're playing a tanky hero like Tide or Lone Druid that has a hard time dying, at least this game, it's kind of hard for them to kill me. Maybe they could get me with a DK Blink into like Quap nukes, but it's difficult, right? Especially if I have wards and like an Oracle behind me, I'm never gonna die. And so yeah, I feel like I could take the dangerous farm. Instead, I kind of take like the very passive farm, and I sort of just play for timings, which has its place, you know what I mean? Their gyro is just kind of becoming underfarmed, and me and Sven are flash farming, so we feel okay, but it definitely sort of prevented me from having active impact. Now in this upcoming teamfight here, I'm level 12 and I'm feeling strong. I have my Diffusal Blade and I even have Harpoon at this point. So there's a lot of builds you can go. The Harpoon build is very good if you're just trying to take these early fights, as it makes the bear very tanky and allows it to just truly stay on top of people and aim for those entangling claws, right? That's generally what you're playing for. In this clip here, I messed up. The reason why I messed up is I should have just kind of gotten on top of them and hit them earlier. I didn't understand the true strength of my hero at this point, as this was one of my earlier games of Lone Druid, but you'll see when I do eventually kind of understand what I should do, I'm fine. I should have clicked ulti right away on my main hero and just kind of ran forward. I'm running backwards, I'm playing very defensive, I should just click my ult, and I should click my Harpoon and my Diffusal and get on top of them. They can't fight me. Two heroes are all-inning my bear, right? They're giving everything they have to my bear, which isn't that bad, even though I'm playing it wrong, because of the fact of this, right? Because of the fact that now my team can move in and kind of take out the backline, right? As DK dies as a result. This guy's so tanky too, right? So even though I played this wrong and I don't man up, it took me forever to realize that I should use my Harpoon and just man the hell up. I eventually roar off the Quap, kind of distract her a little bit, get her off, and then yeah, we just destroy this gyro. It's not even close. Now, to be fair, he's poor, but that's normal because, well, you know, first of all, he has two greedy side lane heroes, or mid lane and side lane hero, and because we dumpstered him in the lane, right? And so now look at this, it's not even close, and we only had one bear, unfortunately, which sucked. Right, if you have two bears, the team fights are even easier. Unfortunately, I had to resummon due to a mistake I made a minute earlier. But yeah, we win the team fight nonetheless. And now a big thing I like about this hero is its ability to shut down very mobile heroes. And so as an offlaner, you are somewhat of control, right? You'll see in this clip here, we go onto the Abaddon, and the Quap blinks on the backline. I have no idea why she does this, but we roar her, which I actually should have saved. I knew she blinked in, I didn't need to roar right away. Maybe I was trying to save my Oracle, I don't know, but it was probably just a mistake. Either way, we get a root, and she just dies. Like, you do a lot of damage, and then Harpoon on the Treant. We can hit him with our main hero, because of course our main hero is not gonna die. 2600 health. Oh my god, when I get Warcry, does my bear get Warcry? Oh my god, the bear gets Warcry. And that's insane, because then I think we share it, because the W, how it works is you share 20% of the armor you have. I wonder if that includes Warcry. It probably does, which is just really funny, because my bear has 50 armor right now, and I have 60. That's too funny. I didn't even notice in the game, but yeah. We don't take any physical damage at the moment, literally 0. Yeah, wow, Warcry is broken with this hero. That's nuts. That's a funny little combo right there. And then of course, after you win team fights, you just destroy buildings, which is like, you know, you're sort of like a unit hero, right? You can help your team take Roche, like your hero's really good at taking Roche, because of the fact that you just tank Roche with your main hero and hit with a bear. But yeah, we ended up messing up. This was just stupid. Should have kept hitting buildings. Like, I have no idea why I didn't have ult. Like, your hero without ult, you have to play very defensive. You can't just like YOLO in like I did there. Yeah. Upcoming here, I just thought this clip was kind of funny. At this point, we're level 20, we have Entangling Claws cooldown. And by the way, in terms of talents, I think the Spear Bear movement speed is cool and it sounds good, but like, it just makes the bear way too fast, honestly. And that's been my experience. I like taking the health in the early game, so it's harder for them to burst your main hero. At 15, the Spear Bear armor is okay. It's definitely good in some games, but I don't know. The Savage Roar cooldown is just too damn good. It brings it down to a 12-second cooldown, and then you buy your shard. The shard's really OP. It applies a basic dispel on you and your hero, and it grants allies in an area around you, including your main hero and your bear, the movement speed and attack speed, right? So it gives 15% movement speed and 40 attack speed. That's a lot of attack speed, and it's a ton of movement speed, right? But most importantly, it's a dispel. So against like Treant Protector or Quap Dagger, I'm just dispelling, right? If I get overgrowth, I just dispel it. If I'm slowed by something, I can just dispel it. For instance, here I click the dispel and it just immediately gets rid of the dagger on the bear so I can sort of walk it off, right? And the bear is just so tanky because I have so much armor at this point in the game, and the bear just inherently has 35% magic resist, right? It just has more than a hero, and so it just eats up the damage. We kind of bait them in, and then look at this harpoon. Wait, I gotta replay that. This harpoon was so goofy, but it actually like nearly won us the game. We kind of griefed in a moment, but look at that harpoon. We hit him with the diffusal as well. We bring him in, lift over the hill. Harpoon, poor Dragonite. I got harpoon abused that team fight, but. And so yeah, at this point in the game, we have sort of mostly a utility build. I think there's a lot of builds you can go. I really like Silver Edge. It feels pretty nice on the hero, especially against something like DK or PA, gives you a good break. I like Mjolnir a ton. Just using the shield on a very tanky bear or main hero is extremely powerful, right? As the active is very good, and of course the attack speed is super, super nice on the bear, right? Mjolnir just gives you so much attack speed to root, and it just does a ton of overall DPS. So I think going some sort of Mjolnir Abyssal or like Silver Edge Abyssal is very powerful and does a lot of damage. But yeah, this game I decided to go full utility. I felt that the Necro and the Sven would do all the damage. Just having a Nullifier against Ghost Scepters, Yule Scepters, Force Staffs, and Living Armor would be incredibly useful to help us take out targets. All right, in one of the game-winning fights, I just kind of want to show you the power of the overall utility build. As we go in here, I kind of identified that the Gyrocopter was the most important target as he went Rapier, and we can nullify his Trickster's Cloak in case he tries to disengage with that, and just prevent him from having living armor or get forced after whatever. So this really makes his armor horrible because of no living armor, right? 23 in the late game is just not that good on a carry. And so yeah, we drop the Abyssal, trying to keep him controlled. And we fear him then, right? So we pull him in, we diffuse him, we nullify him, we abyssal him, we fear him, we then root him, and then eventually at the end, we bash him on like our last hit, we bash him, oh god! And we kill him off. So yeah, that was one of the game-winning fights, because obviously we shoot up to like 40k net worth after taking the Rapier. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can play this hero as a mid and a carry as well, as it's definitely very strong. I even think it's like not the worst support in the game. I'm not telling you go pick Lone Druid support, I'm just saying it's not that bad. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!